Good morning. So we're not really selling much of nothing today. We're doing a shipping show. And yeah, it's the bifocals. That's why I look like I'm still sleeping. I'm not totally sleeping. And I don't have hot coffee this morning. I have this. Oh, thankfully it was in the fridge. Thank you, Stephanie, if she's watching. So, for those of you who do not know, this is pretty much an informational show to help people who might need some help figuring out their shipping on this app. No hot coffee. Yeah, I know. But coffee shop's not open. I needed to sleep in. So here we are. Hot coffee will come later. All good things come in time, right? Hmm. Question? Ask the question. Shelly Gully. I'm still making my little gibbies. Let me get this up on the tablet here so I can see easier too. We're having fun now. We got 10 people in. Those of you who don't know, this is pretty much it's part of the Goliath Raiders support team. Lately, all my packages have come with postage due. You're the receiver? Well, there's a number of reasons that could be the case. Um, do you remember if you were charged shipping on the items that you bought? Oh, for postage due? And like, holy crap. I got to finish putting these in. Give me a second. Well, so when you paid your postage due, did you get a receipt from the post office and then submit it to whatnot? Was it all from the same seller? Ah, did you message them and let them know what's going on? Okay, I mean, I can't speak to how they set up their shipping or what may have went wrong. Um, I can tell you how I ship and how I try and avoid that. If anybody ever gets postage due for me, oh, send me a message instantly. We need to fix that. Wow. Yeah, I'm not into that postage due stuff, but that means that either there was an error on the post office's part or there was an error on the shipping end. So one place or the other, an error was made. Um, Let me finish getting this in here quick. You guys hear the music all right? Oh, Shelly Billy, I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I know I've heard some people said they've gotten the money back as a credit into their account, and some said they got a credit on the app. I can't speak to what the policy is on that. I don't work for whatnot. This is mostly a shipping show to help people figure out how to do their shipping so their customers don't get a box that says postage due. Yeah, I mean, are you going to be a seller on here or just a buyer? I mean, I shouldn't say just a buyer. Buying is important. Don't get me wrong. Um, Eileen, I in fact do most of my clothing sales with flat rate boxes. Tammy, good morning. Aren't you supposed to be at work? Let's see. I'm almost done getting these in here, you guys. I mean, this is kind of crazy. I'm multitasking a couple of different screens. Fire for now. All right. Well, I mean, you can still learn a little bit from the shipping stuff. So this show is primarily if people have shipping questions on how to ship. on how to not get cooked. That's what I'm here for. I'm part of the Goliath Raiders support team. We do not work for Whatnot. We are sellers and buyers, just like you guys, sharing our experience and trying to help you not get cooked. That's what to do when shipping 1.5 pound 8x8 package. What kind of box, etc. Well, it depends on what you charge for shipping. Gigi, give me just a second here to finish this little fiasco. So, right now with my here's a with my givvies on these random lounge flies. If somebody sponsors a lounge fly, I just use the smart bundling and set it at 1 pound because it's going to be one item in the box most likely, and it won't be 5 pounds. Um, but it depends on what you're shipping. If it's hazmat, perfumes or any of that crazy stuff. Um, Give me a second here. Oh, I think I put some of those cups in here too, didn't I? I did. So if anybody wants to sponsor, we're all into that here these days. Let's see. Let's see. Oh no, there's the wrong cat. There we go. How do you unbundle and rebundle? Um, Give me just a minute. And you want to be very careful with that. You get 5 allowances per week. They reset on Sunday night on unbundling and rebundling. When you unbundle, it takes one of those allowances. Then when if you have to print another label out, we'll take another one of those allowances. Because one, you've unbundled it, and two, you've made another shipment out of it, which has expense. Hold on. Give me just a second here. What cup? Can't spell. Like, okay, I can get my gibbies in there. Also, you guys, I have a show scheduled for 9. I'm gonna have to change that to tomorrow. We ended up with no staff in the store today. Some of you know this, some of you don't. I'm in the process of shutting down my brick and mortar store because the business just is not there. So, what can we do, right? You can see some of those toys and stuff behind me. That's going to be on that show. All right, now let me get back to the notes here. Welcome in, everybody. This used to be my regular morning schedule, and I kind of got away from it. I'm going to start clothing. You suggestion clothing. Okay, we're going to do Eileen's question first, and then the other person that asked a question, touch a piece. If I forget, remind me after I'm done with this. So, on clothing, the primary box I use for normal mixed clothing is this. This is a large flat rate box. There's also a large mailing box. These are both priority. Okay. If you use this one, don't go over 5 pounds, not even by 1 ounce. If you go over 5 pounds, you then it could show up postage due because you get 1 to 5 pounds for priority shipping at 9.21. This box, large flat rate, you can put up to 70 pounds in it if it fits, and you cannot tape two together. It's one box, one fee. So that's how that reads. I usually get 7 or 8 items in a box when I use large flat rate, but I'm selling different stuff. I'm selling t-shirts, some pants, some flannels, some other pullovers. So it's a variety of different things, which is why I can fit that many in there. Eileen, are you still with us? Sports talks about partnerships.
See brands as antennas. So we send out the elf signal, and what comes back is people who want to be a part of
Depends. Not usually. I mean, when I'm doing Target and Sam's clothes, well, sometimes they don't even get folded nice lately because we've been a little busy, but we try and keep everything folded nice, and put it so it doesn't get damaged. I mean, you don't need any bubble wrap or anything like that unless you're selling some really, really high end stuff that has some breakable parts on it or whatever. If you got like lace or something, you don't want it to get hooked on a button. 921 for flat rate. Yep. So 921 for flat rate is the real deal. Well, let's see. So no on the packaging materials. Um, where is it? How much is a large flat rate box shipping? So all I have a couple of them here. This is a medium flat rate, 921 on the app. On the app, not on the post office. Large flat rate, 921 on the app. There's also a little small one. If you buy in the coin world, you'll get those. 921 on the app. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, there are times where I wrap things in tissue. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm using almost all priority boxes. My boxes are mostly all new. I mean, if there's something wrong with the box, I will either not use it or find it something else to protect the stuff with. That is for sure. Yep, touch a piece. I gathered. I figured it out afterwards. I haven't had the coffee yet, and it's cold. Hey, Becky. Good morning. Becky's crew does shipping even a little bit different than I do. And if she has an opinion, she's welcome to pop her opinion in here too. Um, the way her boss does it is mostly with the smart bundling options. I haven't had as good a luck with that. Um, so that's why I talk mostly about flat rate shipping. Yes, by all means, drop your questions. And don't be shy. Feel free to sponsor a Gibby. Just wondering how in the world. Gigi, you mean for the flat rate pricing? Give a little Starbucks plug here. Yeah. So if you ship anywhere other than Whatnot, you probably know that a flat rate box is in the 20s for a large flat rate box to ship it. I think from here to most places is 25, 26 bucks. That's that's a little bit steep if you're selling clothes on and charging your customer. Yeah. So, and I don't know if either of those two have any other what do you call it? Shipping arrangements. How they do that for their flat rate stuff. I don't know because I'm not on those platforms. I shouldn't say that. On one of them we are, um, but we don't have anything on there at the moment. We're closing the store and building this up, so that's where we're going to stay. I really do believe Whatnot is the future of social selling. Discounts, but not like that. Yeah, which is why we should take care of the discounts. Um, I mean, when you get discounted rates, it's good not to try not to abuse it. We had that statement earlier about postage due boxes. I don't ever want to be the seller that sends somebody postage due. Oh my God, I would just be mortified. No, I'm not doing my buyer a service if I'm sending them a postage due box. I've been on Whatnot for a year and a half. Been selling since October. Before that, it was mostly just watching, checking it out, getting a feel for how things work. I missed a question. Hold on. Oh, you can order them to have delivered. Touch a piece. Make yourself a postal account. They're free to make, and then you go into order shipping supplies. Keep in mind when they show there's going to be a lot of them, depending on how much you order. I've had 2 pallets at a time show up. Yep, they deliver them free. Hey Becky, did your postal carrier down there get a bigger vehicle, or are they still using that little Jeep? I felt so bad for them that day. I was down there watching them load. Malt same. Oh my God. That's crazy. Oof. How do you set up a single ship? Well, when you say a single ship, I guess I'm not. Yeah. Hold on a minute on the single ship question. KTS liquidation. Um, so are you actually using 12 by 12 by 12 boxes? To give you an idea, 12 by 12 would be the size of two of these. This is 6 inches tall, 12 by 12. So it would be that big. And yeah, usually flat rate. And so I have different shipping profiles set up. One of them I call medium. I bundle two items in medium. So if I'm selling like big honking hoodies, I can only get two in a box if I'm lucky. Um, Air conditioning is good. Yep. So that's how I deal with that. Is I sort it by size when I'm selling. So some of you will see me sell also light clothes or medium clothes, or single item. If it's a single item, I have a shipping profile for single item that bundles one, and that's the max it'll put in the box. So I'm going to answer those two questions together. When you make your shipping profile, you can tell it to bundle one or two, four, however many you want. If you're selling little tiny, little tiny stuff like this ruler or little tiny toys, you can put 12 or 15 in a box. Not a big deal if you're using flat rate. This thing weighs over a pound. If I put 20 of these in a box, it's a 20-pound box, but on flat rate, it's 921. Whatever size box it fits in that says flat rate. Um, that's how that works. But as far as the bulky stuff, yes, be careful. That's why I say that, I do 7 or 8 items in a box, but I'm doing a lot of mixed items when it's closed like this. Uh, when I do these toys and stuff behind me, we have them all weighed out right now and we check their dimensions. So we're in a pretty good position to be able to ship those without getting cooked too bad. We'll do that show tomorrow morning, where we ship the toys and Legos and all that. Um, I have better luck with flat rate when it comes to clothing than I do with general merchandise or toys or any of that. If it's really small stuff, no problem. But once you start getting into the stuff that's bigger dimensions, you have to be careful with how you say it. I recommend using shipping profiles where you put the actual dimensions in. Reason being, the dimensional weight plays a factor. If you get postage due, and it's a big box, it could have been dimensional weight. Somebody put their however many pounds in, they didn't change the measurements, and then poof, somebody's screwed. Like if you put 10 pounds in a box and you leave it 12 by 12 by 12 on the app, it's still going to give you a ground advantage label. But if the box is 18 by 18 by 18, it's not 12 by 12 by 12, the price is going to go up exponentially. Hello, Heather. I saw you last night at some point, but I didn't have time to stop. I needed to get sleep. Yeah, I know, Becky. I've talked with Heidi about that, and I'll give you guys Heidi's response to me is, she uses it because she can give her customer a better value, and she's not wrong. But depending on how that plays out for the size of the merchandise, she can also end up paying out of pocket for shipping something. So if we do general merchandise on smart bundling and it's something that's a little bit big, but it doesn't have a lot of weight to it, it switches to dimensional weight. We sold it for $3 and it just costs us $5 to ship it. We're going the wrong direction. So we got to be careful with that as well. And to a great degree, on the law of averages, if you're selling a huge amount of shipments, which Med City is much more than I am right now, it's just a hiccup. It's a cost of business. We continue to march. For me, if I do that for a whole show, I could get cooked pretty good and I would end up going backwards for the whole show. And I try real hard not to do that. And just, you know, we all do better when we all do better. And that includes mystery deals. We have to do better too. So that's where I'm at with that. Are there analytics that show us that? I have not seen analytics in anywhere in the app that shows about shipping. These are things that I have discovered as I've shipped. Shipping out because my hubby left and went to the national. Okay. Oh, National Card Convention. Huh. I used to be in the National Guard, so I just when I read the first word, I automatically and thank you, Aloha Thrifting, for that raid. Welcome in, everybody. This is a sponsored show for shipping, for those of you who want to talk about shipping. But Heather, yeah, you're going to be having fun, I'm sure. It's these things happen. So far, so good. Yeah, well, my phone hasn't rang, so yeah, I'm guessing. And how do I unbundle and rebundle? Okay, touch a piece. So when are you talking for like you have one customer that's got multiple shipments, or they bought so many things that bundled together, you just need to make a second shipment out of it? Is that where we're at? Or interesting. The second shipment one. Okay. Hold on one second. Wix, can you change the dimensions after you run your shoe? Well, if you run your shoe, it might stretch out a little bit while you're running. Some of them do, but higher quality shoes don't stretch out. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I just couldn't resist. Ah. um, Heather, I'm really glad to hear it's working. Okay, we Looks, remind me to come back to your question if I don't answer it accidentally in the meantime. Touch a piece. Can you co-host for a minute or two? And you guys, there are sponsored giveaways in there. Feel free to do. We just woke up and aren't focused yet. Yeah. Oh, you're at work. Okay. So what Becky said there, she posted it and hit unbundle. That is correct. You can hit unbundle, and then on the right side margin, over on the right side margin of your shipping tab, um, you you get to select the ones you want to unbundle from that shipment. So choose carefully because every time you mess around with that, it can cost you. Um, let's see. Yep, no, I figured out the work. I figured I'd leave you alone with the comedy while you were at work. I couldn't come up with a good one for W9RK anyway. But I do know that the O is close to the 9. So is that kind of like a Freudian slip of the finger? Sorry. Um, but when you unbundle, um, it's going to make a second shipment for the stuff you unbundled after you click the check marks and hit accept. And it's going to tell you if there's extra shipping involved. There'll be a little box will pop up in the middle of the screen. You definitely want to pay attention to that. Once you hit save on unbundling, if you redo it, it's still going to charge you whatever it charged you. You don't undo that. So be careful when you're doing it. I would say if you want to get a hold of me while you're doing something that you want to chit chat about, we can FaceTime or Facebook Messenger or whatever, and we can go through something live if you want. No problem helping with that. All right. And Wix, what was your, can you change the dimensions after you run your show? Yeah, well, you kind of have to. So let me see if I can get this open on here. Let's see. I'm gonna push all. I'm gonna open something here. To do to do to do. If you print a scan sheet, make sure to regenerate a new scan sheet where the package won't be on there. Yeah, there. And on the subject of scan sheets, um, the scan sheet in itself doesn't qualify as the scan for the item. Becky, just so you know, when I have them pick up at my location, they scan each item now. No more scan sheets because I had something get lost and it did not count with the scan sheet, even though it was on the scan sheet pile. It wasn't considered actually picked up. Yeah, it's in the terms of service. It says you're entitled to a shipping scan for each package. The post office says you're entitled to a shipping scan. Um, if you're absolutely huge and you can afford to absorb the losses and the bad rap, you can use it. But I I don't do it anymore. My mailman, even the postmaster, when she comes to pick up at my location, scans each and every one. Okay, now bundling and unbundling. Okay, I'm gonna open one of these up here. Give me a second, because I don't want you guys to get too much details of your presentation. When creating shipping profile for flat rate boxes, does the weight or feed box size in the shipping profile matter? Well, the flat rate box size, I always pick large. You can always make it the smaller one when you're editing your shipment before you print. And you should always go through each shipment unless you're selling the exact same item that fits in the exact same box and everything is exactly the same and you look like a little cookie cutter seller, which I am not. I don't think I ever will be. But if everything is cookie cutter and it's all the same the same little things, then you want to make your shipping profile according to that item, and that's the one you use. And then at the end of your show, you push print all. Your label printer goes absolutely bananas, hopefully, and you get this big, huge pile of labels. And may the force be with you. I don't do it that way. There are a lot of people that do it. I'm not the guy. Do you have the Mossy Penny? Do you have a computer or a tablet you can use for that? Yeah, Wix. I don't use print all. Mm-mm. Nope. But okay. So let me back up here. The Mossy Penny, I don't have a solution for that problem other than you've got to have a setting off somewhere, and every one of them is different. I can tell you, I have a Jaden printer and I have a FreeX printer. And last night I was trying to use my own. I have other shipping things that I do, and I could not print a PWE label uh, off of the app that I use on the computer. I couldn't get it to print onto my sticker no matter what I did. I just gave up and I went and bought a damn stamp at the post office. I hardly ever use it for my personal stuff. When I do it on the app or whatnot, it prints it out perfectly every time. Never a problem. So I don't know how to tell you to fix that one at the moment. Um, okay, we were talking about dimensions. So, um, oh, it's not going to give me an option because these have already been shipped. So I'll have to just explain it. I thought I knew everything. Yeah, I did too. And then I met my wife. I don't know anything. Nothing. Mrs. Mystery Deals, are you up watching? She was snoring when I left. Um, anyway, but on the dimensions, try changing the scale of the size of the labels in the settings. Yeah, Becky, if you've got answers for the Mossy for that problem, thank you. I certainly don't. um, back to the dimensions. So when you hit edit shipment, it'll give you an option to choose toggle on for a flat rate box, or you leave the toggle off and you change the dimensions in the little box there and you put the weight in. Keep in mind that that's going to determine how much you pay for shipping. If the customer has already paid enough for shipping, it won't hurt you at all. If there's a change, you did it. Touch a piece. I am so out there in space. Now I forgot what you did. My ADHD is going wild this morning, you guys. I'm so sorry. When I get you the answer, it'll be the right answer. But boy, it might take me three or four things. Oh, rebundle. There you go. Awesome. And it costed you a couple of your freebie things, right? Yeah. And then but once you go do the new label, it might charge you one more. So be forewarned. It just depends on. There's another thing. Oh shit! See, there's another rabbit hole. I gotta. Okay, it didn't. So when you're unbundling, okay, when you have your edit shipment out on the left side of your screen, when you have that customer's name there and it says expand it all, so you can see everything they bought, and then look on the shipping paid. And so when you're going down the list, you want to make sure that you leave 921 in the box. And if there's other things that have shipping paid on them, break those off to put in the other box. That way you've got that label covered. You're not having to buy a label and you send one box for 921 that they paid $18 to ship, and then you send another box that for 921 they didn't pay anything to ship, so you got to pay it because all the postage went in that one box. So separate them out so that you balance your postage paid, if that makes any sense. And if you end up in that situation, call me before you push save on anything, and all of you call before you push save, and I can try and help you walk through it case by case if I have time, or I try and make time if I don't. Um, okay, I went down a rabbit hole of God only knows what. Oh, the size of the boxes, yeah. So that's where we were. Big Shepherd, good morning. I'm glad to help. I don't want to put my bifocals on because then I look like this. So I'm trying to read while I'm without them. This is so much fun. All right. I know there's been a lot of questions asked. So anybody who didn't get an answer that was a final thing, ask again so I don't screw it up. Should be a spot to be set up and the scale should be at 100. Try, yeah, absolutely correct there. Hmm. If you guys are not already following Becky Hoff, give her a like and a follow. She has been so helpful modding for me and for Goliath and for Med City. Eileen, yes, you can. Give me just a minute on that one. Wix printing another label, that another label is going to cost you. I think that's what you might have heard part of. When you have to print a second and do a second shipment out of something by splitting it up, somebody's going to pay for that label. So if there's already shipping paid on the items, make sure you split them off so that the shipping goes to each box. That way you get cooked less. Definitely want to get cooked less. Then with the clothing, 6 items in a large flat rate box, can I bundle items? Yes, you can. Keep in mind, you don't, the customer doesn't get a refund if they ended up paying too much shipping. But what I like to do when I do my shipping, and Mrs. Mystery Deals does this as well. Um, when you've got your shipping screen in front of you and all your shipments are there, it goes up to 50. If you have 200 sales, you have to open the little toggle at the bottom for the number of shipments displayed and change it to 200. You want all of your shipments on the screen, and then you go up in the top where it says recipient, and there's a little drop down to sort alphabetically. Sort them alphabetically so that all your shipments to one person are on top of each other. Then when you're sorting your shipments out, your product, make a so this pile is for XYZ, that pile is for ABC. Put little groups of each shipment with all of the stuff for that person, and then you can see what's going to fit and what's not. That way you can get things bingoed out into the right boxes. So at the end, you're not sitting there with one piece left over that didn't fit, or 2 more boxes you didn't know you needed, but the first 2 went half empty. You could have put stuff in them, and now you've got to buy 2 more because you didn't stick it in the space that was in the other box. So yes, you can mash them together. When I'm mashing them all together for the same customer, I don't always unbundle bundle. I put a note there, send a note in the messaging saying, "Hey, you have this many boxes. A couple items didn't fit in that box. I stuck it in the other box," and I tell them which items. Or sometimes I don't. I mean, those of you who are my regular customers know I call it Frankenboxing, or Frankenpacking rather, not Frankenboxing, because they're all in there. You just not sure about which box. To listen to a few because taking off my progressive glasses. Take a shower. Yeah, glasses is a pain. There you go. Well, I suppose you don't necessarily need to take me in the shower with you, though. That's a little creepy. Right. There are, I know we don't have a huge number of people in here, but sponsoring isn't just for getting your name out, it's showing support for the person doing the show as well. And let's see. Something is amiss. They're all out of order. I'm gonna run one on mystery deals, you guys. Keep in mind when we run giveaways on a show like this. It's us doing it. Let's see. Penny. Do we have other shipping questions or any other questions I can try and answer for you guys? And I can tell you that if you're not already following Goliath Gala and part of the Raiders team, um, I highly suggest you do. Let's see if I can make this work. So, well, can you guys see it? It did show up there. On my tablet, I can't see it. Just says Mystery Deals posted something. Becky, yeah, you can feel free to boot me out of the box if you want, Becky. Uh, if you have questions about modding, I am not the person to ask. I'm really bad at it. If I ever had money due on anything, I have shipped a customer hasn't told me. Hold on. I worried about that a couple times. Let's see. I know I don't recognize the username, but Tim's partner out in Michigan. Thanks as always. Oh, 321. Cool. So we finally meet. Yay. He bought a lot of my pants. I hope they all fit him. So Big Shepherd is part of 321 final bid. That's who you're talking about, that Tim, right? Yep. Okay. And you guys, so if you give Big Shepherd a follow, it'll probably get you linked up with 321 final bid. They sell on this app also. They're pretty good at it too. They have a couple other businesses that they run. Definitely give them a check them out. Yes, Turtle Lovin' for moderating. Absolutely. In her last show, I accidentally took it over for shipping. Whoops. Some of you, I think, might have been there. Thanks for pinning that up, Becky, or for posting that. What else do we need to know about shipping or any other craziness on this app? It is my music stopped. What's up with that? Huh. It's back. Yay. Let's see. I see a couple of yellow hearts going. For those of you that don't know about that, if you double tap your screen, as Turtle Lovin likes to say it like this, I just go double tap like that. That puts up the little yellow hearts. It also bumps the algorithm a little bit to say, hey, people like this show, go and check it out. I put it in the community category instead of some other selling category because it is a community show. It's not really a selling show, other than the sponsored giveaways that are in there. Um, but yeah, double tap that screen to boost it up a little bit. Got a minute left on that Duncan gift card. And for those of you that if you win a Dunkin' gift card, it'll be on a 4x6 sticker mailing label because we print them out. There's Tim. Good morning. It's flat giveaways like gift cards and 78 toggle first class envelope select category stickers. But yep, that works. Or single the card. I use other sports cards that works too. But yeah. Um, doesn't make any sense to spend $4.50 to send a gift card that you can send for 78 cents. I would rather give more to the community than spend it on unnecessary shipping. It's not about whether I want to support the post office or not. It's that why pay for a shipping service that you're not using. Also, if you're sending a flat, here's something that you should know. Let me just a second here. We also add a small piece of cardboard if it's paper so it doesn't get lost or what. So, oh, let's see. The Mossy Penny, you got that Dunkin' card coming your way. Forgot to encrypt their connection. Hold on a second. As long as it doesn't go over an ounce, yeah, Becky, that's not a bad thing. But the thing that I wanted to tell you, so if you're shipping a gift card and for whatever reason you got a ground label, then you use either this or one of those little bubble mailers. Sometimes a ground label doesn't work for something like this. If you can bend it, it cannot have ground. It either has to be first class or priority. So if you're using like a bubble mailer or whatever, there's minimum dimensions you can look up on USPS. Make sure you put something rigid in that package if you have to use a ground label. Otherwise, it's going to show up postage due for the balance of a priority, and you don't want to do that. We have another one of our group in River Falls, Wisconsin, and her post office was catching it every time somebody sent her a givey. She'd have to go pay money to get it picked up because it was being sent with a ground label and it should have been first class or priority. Good morning, Clarissa. How are you? $34. Were we gonna get the whole Med City crew in here this morning? Oh my goodness. Hey, Ashton. Oh, Ashton, there was something here for your wife. I missed it, but I'm going to be over at the store today. I don't have any coverage at the store, so I have to be there. But you got the number. You know how to get a hold of me, Ashton. Yeah, I found it after you left. It's like, dang it. These things happen. Undeterred by the barreling thunder. You parted with alien mystics. Show 8, so won't be in the whole. Okay. Cool. Load of laundry. Yeah, so machinable. Anything bendable like this, flats like these are called machinable. If you put something a little rigid, like there's a little necklace in here, if you put that in there, there's a hard spot in it. It becomes not machinable. Not machinable can have a ground label. Machinable is priority or first class letter mail, not a ground label. It can cause you problems. I don't know if I got dinged on it for any of my customers. None of them told me. In my sales metrics, when I open it up, it doesn't look like I got dinged. Things look kind of good. As long as I got that big 100 where everything's good, I don't bitch too much. Engine charging up a cliffside. Sounds like going places and towing the boat wicked. Sounds like Tim and no, I forgot your name. Are you guys doing all right with shipping, or are you getting cooked on? Steve, are you guys getting cooked on shipping, or are you doing good? Nissan Frontier S4x2 towing capacity varies by configuration. See Nissan Towing Guide and owner's manual for additional information. Cargo and load capacity limited by weight. I have an old canister set that I want to ship by itself, and I do quality listings. So if you're going to ship it by itself, do the measurements of the box that it fits in and the weight, and then make a profile for that size box and that weight. And then when you list the canister set, make sure you check one item only for the canister set, that you're only bundling one together. Then you choose that profile for the canister set, and ta-da! That's the only thing that will ship in that box. Now, there are different reasons. My back hurts, my knees ache after playing pickleball, but I'm partnering with the league. Yes, you are aggressively helpful, and I love it. You guys are more than welcome to Speak your mind in there. And if your boss is standing back there saying something in your ear while I'm on, make sure you're careful about speaking whatever comes out of his mouth into your mind, because you never know what he's going to say next. And it'd be like listening to me talking in the background. Oh, you're all at home. Okay. Because Mike and I both have that issue with it's on our mind. Sometimes it comes out of our mouth. And if somebody repeats it, it could be bad. Makes life interesting, though. Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah. Odd shaped items and weight. Okay, when I do it and get confused, it'll be messy. Yeah, you can message me. I'll either, if you've got my number, you can call. Ta-da! Look at that. Isn't this cool?
You need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some?
And then for when I'm out in public, because we're closing the store, I got a QR code on the back.
Reese's. Reese's. This if I'm on something.
But yeah, you can call, message. It's sometimes it's easier to talk face to face, on the phone or whatever on FaceTime. Any of that stuff, it makes it a little bit easier. For me anyway. I hate typing. If it wasn't for these lovely ladies that show up and help me by modding, I'd be a bigger train wreck than I.
To people across the country who live with the rare disease CIDP. Watch the
Hello, Mariah's Dollhouse.
on rare.
I see this. Let's see. Ange, good morning.
On August 8th, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Premiere Friday.
We might have a date for the hold on. Terry will give a call either today or tomorrow. Yep, I'll be at the store today all day, Tim. So today might be a good day to call because, well, I'll be at the store all day. So I won't be in the middle of a whatnot show unless I get like a really crazy idea and walk the store and sell some stuff. Givey spiced up. Givey spicy spud. Okay, that's an interesting name.
Radio.
I'm going to be open my time from 9 to 5 roughly. Hopefully lots of stuff leaves. I got to get that place empty. What was the last four numbers? 09, I don't know, 0904. Too many numbers to remember. Oh my God. Yeah, and yeah, isn't that nice? I like the space. I mean, there's some of it still needs some work, but that the background was pre-done when we got in here, so that was awesome. Keep in mind, you guys, on the number to call me if you need help shipping. Try and call before you get totally cooked, but make sure you've done a little bit of homework on the app. The terms of service. If you go on a computer or you use the browser on your phone or your tablet, there are instructions in there on shipping. Right? I understand that you still may need some help afterwards. I don't work for Whatnot. I am willing to help. I've been cooked. We've all been cooked. All we can do is share our information, but please read it first. I had a call from someone yesterday that it was very obvious they read none of the terms of service. I don't mind helping, but if you haven't read the terms of service yet, it's like, it's like trying to tell me how you want all of kindergarten smashed into. Oh, somebody did a sponsor, Lay's Nook. Thank you. He stopped me in my tracks. I'm excited now. Woohoo! All right, we're gonna get you pinned up. Becky's good at that. Oh wait, who did the sponsor? I got more than one. Oi! Feast or famine in this joint. Okay, so the first one is on Wix. So let me get that running. Okay. Like and follow our sponsors. I finally get to say it. Woohoo! But now I'm excited. And I'm out of coffee. Damn it. Like and follow. Let's do this. Let's do this thing here. Hold on. Wherever I was at on the question, hold that thought. I got to do this. Okay, Wix. Oh boy. Okay, I
do not read this stuff the same way that Zeal does. So you're welcome in advance. I get enough trouble reading it the way it is. Welcome to Wix Vault, where tech meets tumblers and every item is a hidden gem. Proud Goliath Raider. Yay, me too. I'm a retired wife and proud mama to 3 grown young men. After years of caring for my family, I realized it was time to unlock something just for me. This shop is my fresh start, a passion project full of connection, conversation, and awesome finds like electronics, cups, and more. Definitely need more. I love meeting new people, supporting other sellers, and creating a space that feels like home. Thanks for stopping by and helping me on this exciting new journey. For new sellers, follow Coffee with Raj, Goliath Gala, Laura's Creations, Zeal for Deal, Musa Man, Ms. Vivian, Smiley for Life 92, Turtle Oven, 30 Thrifty Thriving, and I have a problem with one that's missing. Grrr. You can fix that, right? That's what it says. That is Wix 68. So do that, like and follow. Wix has 408 sold items so far. So make sure you get in there and get her shows bookmarked when you can. Buy what you can. Let's see what we got going on here. She's got shit. You got a lot of bookmarks on those shows, Wix. Wow, look at that. She's at 565. I know we've only got 10 people or 15 people in here, but Wix Vault today at 2:15. I'll try and stop in, but remember, I'll be in the store. So definitely give a like and a follow and a share. When we do get a sponsor, we want to make sure we support our sponsors. We like and follow and bookmark their stuff because they're taking out of their marketing budget to help us and to help you guys. That's that $5 Dunkin' gift card is on Wix 68. Thank you again for that. Now, Lay's Nook, I'll get to yours in a minute. I was in the middle of saying something, and I'm a wee. It might have been about making sure you read the terms of service before you go calling. If you got yourself in a pickle, fine, call. I can try and help you get out of the pickle. But please, everybody, read those terms of service and read the shipping instructions that are there. My luck with smart bundling has not been the same as MedCity's. I have been cooked a few times on it. MedCity's had much better luck with it. I think it's the algorithm because sometimes it bundles great and sometimes it doesn't. My son moving him into college this weekend. Broker than broke. Yeah. Your son or you? The Mossy Penny. Who's broker than broke? You or your son? Tell him to get a damn job. One of mine had a bunch of money in the bank and got a big scholarship and got to college and found out it wasn't the same close environment that he had in high school. Burned through everything. And then I think he was able to get his scholarship put on hold for a year. I'm not positive. But yeah, he burned through everything. And for those of you that don't know, that's pretty much what we did for our brick and mortar. And yeah, this is where we belong, not in a brick and mortar. It's almost gone. It's kind of a bittersweet thing. Really wanted it to work, but here we are. This is actually better. And a lot of my customers from my brick and mortar are here on Whatnot. And Emily get all moved. Yeah. Yeah. I think they're still sleeping because she couldn't sleep on the bus. It was like, what, a 2-day trip from Minnesota down to southern Texas. And yeah, she was texting here and there. And they're there. And I think they're resting from the trip. They went through Chicago and then Memphis on the way down. I'd rather take an Uber than go through Memphis on a Greyhound. Thank you for asking, Becky. Anyhow, back to talking about shipping. Anybody else have any issues with shipping? You can get in that giveaway. It's going to pull in 5 seconds. That's on Wix 68. Or Wix, you were pinned up. Boop. Wix 68. Make sure we're liking and following, especially if you're giving away or if you're winning. Ella Ball of 949. Congratulations. You get a $5 Dunkin' card courtesy of Wix 68. Next is Lay's Nook. Let me get that givey started, and then I will go and find Lay's Nook's profile and see. Oh wait, 1.4K sold, 5-star rating, 5,000, almost 6,000 followers. Let's see what we can find out about Lay's Nook. And for those of you that, for anyway, yeah, I have. Here we go. Welcome to my Nook. That is Lay's Nook. Again. Where the hell are you fishing? The water temp's 100. Holy crap! Hope you're throwing them back. That'll taste terrible. Okay, welcome to my Nook. That's Lay's Nook, co-founder of the Whatnot Bab Club. If you're up to having a good time, then sit tight, relax, let's bug out, hang out, and have an awesome time while you shop. Please don't miss upcoming themed shows. Weekly Skims shows claiming all Babs. I have no idea what Skims or Babs are, by the way. I'm old. Um, 8-1 Back to School Teenager Attire Edition. Good luck with that. 11/28 All Labubu's Black Friday show. Wow, that's crazy. Most importantly, our weekly Skims shows. Proud Raider of the Goliath Raiders. Yay! Forever grateful to this awesome community. Special shout out to Moosaman 34889, Ms. Vivian, Goliath, Smiley for Life 92, Laura's Creations, Just J Sales rather, Ricky 315, Coffee with Raj for all the blessings spread within the Whatnot community. I am part of that support team too, just in case you need to know. So that's Lace Nook in my bad bitch era. I love it. Give a like and a follow. Let's see what Lay's Nook has in here for shows upcoming. Today at 8 p.m. There's 561 bookmarks in there, and then there's not another one scheduled to the 15th for 422. I see reduced shipping, so that means that Lay's Nook is eating some of the shipping costs for you. Bad, but it is what bad. Okay, interesting. Never knew. Thank you, Wix. Make sure you get in there and like and follow and share. We got a $5 Dunkin' gift card coming your way, courtesy of Lay's Nook. All right, let's see. What else do we have to chit chat about here? Head putt bench. South Carolina, Georgia line, Clarks Hill Lake National High School Bass Tournament. Son, not me. Oh, that's a bass tournament. I mean, that's fine. I do know this that the water's cold enough up here where you can eat the bass. It tastes pretty good. And if in doubt, soak it in the fridge overnight in milk before you cook it. Little tidbit. I don't know. Most people in a bass tournament don't keep any of them, I suppose, unless it's a record fish, and then you want to get a mount. Yuck. I didn't say everybody would like it, Tim. But the water is cold enough up here to eat bass. If you go up to at Pelican Lake, that's tasty. If you have a heavy 14 pounds in my bin to sell, what's the cheapest way to ship? Ground. Perch only. Oh boy. So, what's the dimensions of your 14-pound item, Elabella or Elabella? Dimensions are important. What type? What is it? Because there's different answers for different things. Yep. Please get in there and like and follow Lay's Nook. That gift card is on Lay's Nook. Cheese cutter board. This thing is 12 by 3.5 by 14. This is a flat rate box. Will it fit in that? You're good, Becky. Now you just solved your problem. So you make a custom profile, priority, max bundle 1. and you put it in a medium flat rate side load box, and you've shipped it for $9.21. Ta-da! And Holly Bell, congratulations. You got a $5 Dunkin' card coming your way. Hopefully you're liking and following Lay's Nook. Woohoo! So, oh, I missed. Let's see. So Ella, did that make sense on making a shipping profile that says one max bundle one item? And then yep. And then the thing about that is you can use that max bundle one for flat rate shipping for just about anything that'll fit one in a box. Then when you go to ship it, you just change the size of the box in the edit section. So you make sure you get the right flat rate label. That's how that works. Because you definitely want the right label on the box so it doesn't show up postage due. With the mailman, if you ship a large flat rate box and you have a medium sticker on it, the mailman doesn't know it's a contracted price and that it was the same price either way. They just know that it says medium and it's on large, so they're going to charge you the difference. That's how that works. Well, we got to get that changed. Holy cow. Are you selling? Is that what you're selling? Is like housewares and stuff? I don't sing very well, but it's all in the heart, right? Okay. So have you done any live shows yet, or is it just stuff that's in your bin? Tag on this shirt is driving me nuts. Ah, okay. Time to schedule a live show. There's no time like the present. Just schedule the damn thing and do it. Pick a time and do it. There's no point in waiting. The longer you wait, the longer it's going to take you to get more successful on this app. I understand that. Well, you're welcome to keep checking out all of the Raiders. Any of the people in the support team. Hold on a second. Got a virus warning on the computer. Honestly, you're scared. Have you co-hosted anybody with anyone yet, Ella? Did you want to co-host for a couple minutes and just chit chat? Oh, I see how that works. All right. Well, Sunday nights, when Goliath does the New Sellers sponsored show, you can get in there and see if you can get on co-hosted that way. Oh, Mossy Penny's already working on building you up. Woohoo! With my headphones on, there you go. We made the decision to just rip the Band-Aid off and do it. Yep, absolutely best decision. But if you want to co-host first, you can send me a message. We'll make another show and co-host you. Or see if you can get a slot on one of the Raiders on one of the new seller support shows. Label flat rate large. Can I stick it on a medium? Clicked on the wrong one and printed it. So you can still change that. It should say what it's supposed to say. I can't tell you if it would go through or not without a problem, but you can go back to that shipment and push edit. And then once you push edit, you can open it up and you can change the box to the proper box, resave it, and print the new label and just destroy the old one because it won't work. So definitely, in just a second. And that was Aloha Seller. So did you catch that? You can still edit it. Jump in, you will have it done. Fun, nice decision. Yep. Time. All right, Becky, thank you. That means I have to pay more attention. Becky had to go because they're doing a show in 25 minutes. No, not to redo the label. No, it's if it costs extra money or you unbundle. But once you print a label, you can no longer unbundle or bundle for that shipment. You can change the label to a different box without costing you extra, but you cannot unbundle or bundle. You can just change the box size and then reprint it. Bidding, I can't see what the hell that says. Bidding Bees Shop. Bidding Bees Shop. We all have trouble getting people in our shows sometimes. Promoting sometimes helps. Having giveaways running helps. And I'm doing a sponsor show this morning, so Aloha Seller and Aloha Thrifting. Oh, hi guys. I'm doing a sponsor show this morning, so I'm not really, putting a lot of things up that Mystery Deals is actually buying. We're hoping we get some sponsors because people feel there's value in what we're sharing. That's where we're at. But when you're doing your selling show, get those givvies going. Because of all that. You're most welcome, Tim. Yeah, and then and then I got so busy with my brick and mortar that I fell off the charts a little bit. I'm coming back. We're going full time on Whatnot. The brick and mortar is going bye bye. Can't do it. It just does not support itself. And besides, we enjoy this community. Even though I can't hear you guys right now, I have to read. Ugh. What is a reasonable amount of time to wait on shipment updates if you have a package that is delayed in transit, no further updates? So you're gonna have to look at the post office for that. Everything is different, depends on where it's coming from. But I would ask questions a couple days after it's running late. But keep in mind, if it says delayed in transit, that means the post office has it. Don't blame the seller. The seller cannot control the post office. We have no control over it once it leaves us. But I would ask your post office to, hey, go in and say, can you look this up and see what's going on? And sometimes they can find it. If that doesn't work, then submit a request to Whatnot through the support. So request support for this item and say, hey, it looks like it's stuck, and see what they want you to do. Consistency. Yeah, and my consistency went down the turlet because of the store. Yeah, Elabella, that's a good point. Aloha Seller said it best. So create a show, make it for a month out. Just put it for a month out. You can always change the dates. If you wonder about that, look at my tool show. I've changed the date 50 times. Everybody's probably sick of seeing it because I just haven't been able to get it all together due to getting my store closed. But if you have something to bookmark, people will bookmark it. Then they will get notified when you do finally go live. Yeah, and then you guys, I wasn't much different than Tim when I first started to go online. Good morning, Maryland. It's a seller support show for shipping stuff. You guys, Med City Liquidations was doing shows starting in September, and I saw Mike online, and I was kind of not wanting to go, and I watched Mike a few times, and I went, well, I'm almost as nutty as he is. I can do this, and so that was my inspiration. Get in here and co-host somebody if you're nervous about going online. If you ask to co-host and we're doing a sponsored show, it's nice if you do a sponsor, but I don't turn people down anyway. I do have shows, so you're not following you guys on Goliath when he says follow and bookmark busted. You do have shows? I didn't look because I'm here doing this. Hold on.
Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law. And
yeah, isn't that funny? You do have shows, and I was already.
Thinking about podcasting? Think again.
I don't know what the hell happened there.
Podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora.
I already had you bookmarked. I didn't realize you had shows scheduled when we were talking, and you said you hadn't done any yet.
Listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences.
You had a bookmark too? That's hilarious.
Podcasting can help your business.
That is funny.
And podcasting. Let us show you.
Nice.
But you still didn't do a co-host on there, Ella?
This summer on the X-Ray Vision podcast, we're diving deep into the summer's biggest movies from Jurassic World Rebirth to Fantastic Four.
Plus, we'll talk to the stars of Superman. Those are a part of.
We need to get you co-hosted. You got to get on that camera so you can get over that.
It was the necklace.
Then we make sure everything's right with all your listings that you have in there.
Listen to X-Ray Vision on America's number
You
one.
work a lot for government? You're a government employee or you're a contractor?
Search X-Ray Vision and listen now.
The answer is Ken Jennings' appearance on The Puzzler with A.J. Jacobs. The question is,
Not that it's any of our
what is
business.
the most entertaining
Oh.
listening
Well,
experience in podcast land?
hopefully you can find some time in the evening to get on and actually do a co-host. And then we'll find you a time maybe on a weekend to do a show.
That's right.
Totally puzzled. How do you drum up a co-host?
Open your free.
Well, let's see.
app, search The
Unique
Puzzler,
Crafts and Co.
No one is harmed.
Are you a seller on the app?
Just a few cells grown.
Have you, or are you trying to be? Yeah, you've sold 288 items.
This week,
And I don't have you followed, but I do now. New profile. There we go. I'm screwing up my thing again. Today at 5:30.
Plasticity, social
So
belonging, and the future.
here's how this
Open
goes.
your free iHeartRadio app. Search
Thanks, Tim.
Cosmos.
What's the
Listen now.
microphone that you were using? I'm not using it. This is hooked up to my regular phone just in case. This is a
In our latest episode, we sat down with Daquan
shocks, aftershocks with the boom mic
psoriasis for most
to have it.
For a very long time, I felt so self-conscious.
Okay, here's how you
know what it was.
make sure you're, so I don't know you, Unique Crafts, but I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna invite you to co-host. Boom. Invite to co-host.
Open your free iHeartRadio app.
Did you just get a message? You can accept it or decline it.
Your
You-
summer might be winding
You're
down,
there.
but there's still plenty of warm.
Ta-da! You just drummed up a co-host.
It's the perfect time to shop late summer deals.
Cool.
on cotton dresses
Oh, I can
I
hear
look
you too.
rough.
and more.
Hey,
Now and later.
How are you?
For $115
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Okay, so I
So,
go to, where do I go?
so if you have somebody that wants to co-host you, you just touch their name in the chat. Tell them to
Uh-huh.
say hi, touch their little picture, and then you can either allow to moderate, boot them from the show, or invite to co-host.
Well,
And
I'll
then,
do.
yep, and then to get rid of them, you can either go up on the top underneath your name where their name is, touch that, and remove them, or you can ask them to remove themselves if they know how, or you can. Oh, well, I just read something, but you can touch their name again. Just say, hey, say something, touch their name again, and then put remove co-host. That's how that
Okay.
works. And then when you're co-hosting, so now you see where it says 18 up on the top for the number of people in the room?
Yes.
Yeah, touch that once and see what you see.
Okay, I
Oh,
see
you see
few
all the
people.
details. Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
you can see the numbers and everything when you're co-hosting. So keep that in mind. Choose wisely who you co-host.
Okay.
This is not a big selling show, so it's not a big deal. And then close that screen, and now you should be able to see both of us again.
Okay, because I'm closing my brick and mortar as well.
Are
It's
you?
just the people are just not coming in, and the ones that do, they want it for 99 cents, and it's just not working.
Oh, my wife has just had it. If we have a little special arrangement because I invited another person to put their store inside of ours temporarily because they had a building problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then that fell through for them. So they're still there. And they think we finally found them a place to be. And I technically can't close my door with them there because it's not fair to them.
Yep.
Otherwise, I would have locked that sucker a couple months ago.
About 3 months
Yeah.
ago, yeah. I did the
Yeah.
same. I did the same. I tried, it just didn't work. And so
Yeah.
we're just going,
We dumped everything into it. And, when we hit the ground running on whatnot, it was really, really good. And you see Tim commenting in there. He was with us towards the beginning, and so were a lot of the folks in here. And, the brick and mortar, the idea, for me, it's bittersweet to have to close it. I like the interaction with people, but this is where it's going to have to be
yeah.
because, like you said, they want it for 99 cents.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim. Much love. I can't, because I broke my hand too many times. I can't do that heart thing like y'all do with your fingers. So you keep it.
I can use it,
Um,
but I can't make it do that. That doesn't work right. Sorry.
okay. Okay, you can get my ugly mug off. I really wasn't expected to be
All right.
seen, but good morning, everybody.
Well, it's my pleasure. But you know, we all learn. Here's the thing: we all do better when we all do better. And if we all continue to help each other and build each other up, it can only get better. I mean, there's always going to be some nefarious characters who you just like, oh God, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but generally speaking, everybody here is here to do good.
Right.
And um, you know, that's another thing. Always make sure you choose verified buyers when you do a show. I had to just do that just now. I forgot to do that earlier. That helps you keep out the people who are just there to try and drag you down. I mean, there's always
Okay.
going to be a few, but you know what? The other side of that coin is what other people think of you is none of your damn business.
Right.
Not even a little bit. So, that in mind, I'm glad you popped in. I hope
Well,
you
I
have a
appreciate it. I appreciate
wonderful
the
day.
knowledge. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Stop by anytime. Now, if I can
Okay.
make it remove calls. Bye. Yeet. There you go. Now you guys know, you know, ask and sometimes it'll work. Amanda, are you, let's see, where do you select verified buyers? Sorry. Oh, shit. Okay, here goes. So, see the three dots right there? When you touch those three dots, look at that, verified buyers. On. Definitely always want to have that on, guys. That will save your behind. I had about 4 shows and still get super nervous until I've been on for a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, I have my days too. Look at the way things were going this morning. I was going to do a toy show. Look at this. I got all kinds of little plushies and some Legos and all kinds of weird little shit up here. We were going to run because we were blessed with some really nice stuff there, and now I had to change that. What sales and doesn't sell? What sells and doesn't sell? Well, yeah. So I'm going to give you my 2 cent deal on that. Um, Everything is worth exactly what somebody will give you today and not a penny more. That doesn't mean you should sell it for $1. That means that you need to re-advertise your show, schedule another show, and do it again. If it's something like, you know, Target or Sam's Clothes, some of it started at, you know, $3 or whatever, or $2, and just get it out of your hair if you got to get rid of it. But um, anything sells and everything doesn't sell. It depends on you. It depends on your interaction with, I hate to use the word chat, but in this case, it's appropriate. It depends on your interaction with the chat, answering their questions, providing details about what you're selling, which some of you know, sometimes I get on a roll and I just go, 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 go like a machine. that 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 doesn't help always with details. But hey, Tim 321 final bit is in here. He can tell you when I was trying to get rid of a boatload of Sam's clothes and other stuff. I mean, I just blew them out as fast as I could. And sometimes you got to do that. But having your giveaways, you know, your giveaways set, um, and running those, Med City, I can tell you that they promote every show. I very rarely promote. I rely on community promote and giveaways more than I do promoting my own show through the app. And I've had better luck that way. You know, when I've promoted, it's gone down the other way. I have to run our sellers here. So questions. Her name is Jen. She's using our shared profile. All right. Hey, Tim, you know how to make her own login before you run? Okay, so let's talk about that this afternoon when you call. We'll get you where you can make her own login. Call me when you're by your computer. Piece of cake. Get her email address. Piece of cake. It's better to have each one of your hosts have their own login. Do it like that for now, but if you get them their own login, they can schedule their shows, do all that stuff, which is kind of nice. Val schedules her own shows. She's only doing like once a week, although she skipped this week. But yeah, all right. So you go run, have fun, don't trip. Any other shipping questions? I don't know where I was at in my ramblings. I've had ADHD all my life. I'm gonna be 60 in a month or so. So I'm used to it. Hopefully you guys will. I can sell for 20 one place and $1 another. It really depends on who's in the room and the exposure. Yep, absolutely. You cannot. So don't go into Renzi show or Ohio Thrifter show and look at what they're getting and expect that you're going to start selling on here and get that the same day. It's not likely at all. They've worked very, very hard to build up their following. Hold on, do this now before we leave. Oh, you want to do the how to make her a thing? Yeah. You still there, Tim? That's you saying that? Are you by your computer? Here, I'm gonna co-host you. It's easier to talk. Blah 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 blah. All right, I got to start this giveaway. Oh, no later? And then push decline. I think we got a sponsor here from. Can I co-host for a couple of minutes? Yes, Aloha Seller. Give me just 1 minute. So, hang on, let me see what's what here. Bear with me for a second. All right, I'm gonna get this giveaway started, and then I will do that co-host thing with you. Run Givey. Okay, there's a Filer Duncan card in there, and that is on 321 final bid. So I need to push announce. Ta-da. Woo! Okay. Um, get you guys like and thank you, you as well. Oh, we're all in this together. We all do better when we all do better. I can talk from my experience. Most importantly, read the terms of service before you get cooked and call before you get cooked. All right, let's see here. Aloha Seller, invite to co-host. Boom. All right. 321 final bid. Give him a like and a follow. Like and a follow.
Aloha, everyone.
Hello. So are you in Hawaii?
Yes, I'm in
I
Hawaii.
didn't I didn't say it right, did I? Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Sorry.
Okay.
Wow. So how does that work for shipping for you guys? Does it I mean is it still the same prices for shipping?
Yes, that's what I was gonna tell you. Well, anyway, my shipping box is 921, right, for
Yeah.
this.
Right?
So when I set it up, I cut it off at 10 items because I sell stuff like this, small
Okay.
items fit in
Yep.
there. But when I guess they didn't cut it off at 10 where I said to cut it off. It went all the way up to 20. And so
Ooh.
what what do I have to do now? I don't know.
Well, did it all fit in the box or no?
No, it didn't.
Oh, that's so it's gonna cost you a little bit. Have so you're gonna have to hang on a second. So what I would say when you open up your shipping tab and you go to
Mm-hmm.
that customer, you can see where it says expand all on
Uh-huh.
your okay, so open that up and look and see which items got charged shipping and which didn't. If it charged more than 921 for shipping,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that the extra shipping on there, when you unbundle, you want to take off the ones with the extra shipping money on it if there are any, because that'll apply towards your other box you're gonna have to get. So then you're gonna want to unbundle
Mm-hmm.
after you see which ones you want to unbundle, go to the button that says unbundle, pick the ones you want to remove, and it'll make a new shipment for that stuff, for that pile of
Okay.
I just saw
I
some.
I did that. I did that, but I wasn't charged for like the second box. It went towards my, the
Your
five.
allowance.
Yeah, my lungs.
Thank God, right?
How do I
Now,
stop that from happening the next time? Like, how come it didn't
so
stop at 10 where I
so
asked him?
do you have a custom shipping profile?
Uh, Not for that. You know, when you start in the beginning,
Yeah. Hold
that's where
on.
I to put it at 10.
So when you make your item, you have to choose. Are you choosing the weight of the items? Is that what you're using?
No, I'm not.
You have a custom profile?
Yeah. I mean,
And so
just for each item. Yeah. Hmm.
well, so I'm gonna try and get into my thing here real quick. To do. So on mine, I have right now I have 53 custom profiles for
Wow.
different things. Yeah, yeah. You're right. But I sell a lot of different stuff. I mean, if
Hmm.
you just never know what's going to happen in my joint.
Hmm.
And it'll get better as I get this retail store wound down. But you can set, so like I'm going to use my clothes for instance. So here it says light
Okay.
clothes. See, it says
Uh-huh.
max bundle 7.
Hmm.
Okay. So when you make the profile, you toggle on set maximum number and put 7. If you
Okay.
then when you sell light clothes, when you
Hmm.
make the item to sell it, you choose
Hmm.
that profile. That's the one you choose.
Oh.
And
Uh-huh.
then that'll limit to that number of items in the box. If you
Okay.
don't if you don't choose the profile that has max bundle on it, then as I said earlier in the stream, I don't know if you heard it, but I said some people love to use the automatic bundling and it works great for them. And then there's
Hmm.
me. Doesn't work so great for me. What do we got? Funny One Shop. Congratulations. You got a $5 Dunkin' card coming your way, courtesy of 321 Final Bid. Please make sure you're liking and following 321 Final Bid. Bookmark their shows. They're also sellers. They're a couple states over from me. They're in Michigan. I'm in Minnesota. But both of us are north. Uh, yeah, and we're probably both all smoked out right now. We have wildfire smoke coming in from Canada. So,
Oh no.
yeah. Good morning, Wisconsin. How are you? Is that Lacey or is that Job? Thinking aloha. 21 Shop, Wisconsin. Also, Job. Hey, no driving this morning, or you're on a break? Must be on a break. It's a weekday. Another Wisconsin. Hey, I won't hold it all against you guys the way you like cheese because our daughter has a dairy farm here in Minnesota and all our milk goes to a Wisconsin cheese factory. So we love you too. Aloha. Wisconsin is, of course, known as the dairy state. But anyway, back to um, do you think you have a handle on what you need to do now for making sure the max
Yes.
bundle is taken care of?
I think I have to do that custom because I used their bundling and it didn't work for me.
And and sometimes it works, but I had a
Hmm.
box that was over 600 ounces. It bundled all together and didn't charge enough much full time packs. You're not at, are you in Burnett, Eileen? Are you at Burnett? Hold on just a second, Aloha. You're not answering. Anyway, I've had smart bundling work really well on occasion, and
Hmm.
okay, and I can tell you that on the times that it doesn't work very well, I've gotten pretty cooked, but I've done it intentionally so that I can come on here and tell you guys, hey, this is what my experience has been. And we do really all do better when we all do better. And
Hmm.
sometimes, you have to lose a little to figure out how you're going to make a little.
Yeah.
And so that's why I did it that way. And I still do it occasionally to see if they fix the algorithm so it doesn't go over 5 pounds because they advertise it's 1 to 5 pounds and then it should make a
Hmm.
new box, but it doesn't always do that. And as I said, also, if you get
Hmm.
into dimensional weight, that's going
Hmm.
to make a big difference. And dimensional weight for you from Hawaii is going to be expensive.
Yeah. Hmm. Cool. Lucky thing I
Yeah.
was able to use my 5 allowances.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd have paid 921 5 more times.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would be
Cool.
costly.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Anyway,
You're
this is
welcome.
what Laura and Goliath always order from me.
Oh, the pineapple gummy bears, chocolate
Yeah.
covered. I'll have to check that out. I, I'm I'm in the position of still trying to get out of survival mode with this store that I'm closing down, and then I'll be back to stopping in and buying randomly here and there. But for the moment, survival mode. Got to get that store closed up. And like I said earlier, I can't do my other show today because I have nobody for the store, so I have to be there. So that's where I'll be. Loads of fun.
Oh,
But
thank you so
but
much for all your help. I really
oh,
appreciate
save that
it.
house, Jess. Thank you. All right, Aloha. I'm gonna eat you and get on to the next one here. You have a
Okay.
wonderful day. Thank
You
you.
too. All right. Thank you. Aloha, everyone.
Aloha. Jess, thank you so much for bringing some folks in. Faith over fear finds. That's nice. I like that. Welcome in, you guys. We do have sponsors in the buy it now. If anybody would like to do a sponsored giveaway, that would be awesome. We're doing a seller informational show for shipping, or whatever else happens to come up. By all means, please like and oh, hold on a second. Save that house, Jess, mod, yes. There you go. Welcome in. I don't know if you got time to stick around or not, but hi. Yeah, that could have been really messy for a law seller with that can get very expensive when it doesn't bundle the way you think it's going to bundle. That's just really nerve-wracking on occasion. Um, anyhow, anybody have any shipping questions or issues you want to try and work through? I see Amy Rass, pretty sure you're local, so unless you're starting to sell, let's see, all shipping questions here. Thank you, Jess. I have my moments. Why does whatnot? Why doesn't whatnot fix that? Whatnot? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know for sure that it's broken. I think it has something to do with that we put in a weight, but there's not an option for dimensions, as near as I can tell. But sometimes it works, like I said, sometimes it doesn't. I can't speak to what whatnot has in the works. I know that they have some really good engineers working on all of the aspects of this platform. And where there are issues, they're working on finding solutions. That much I know for sure. They are really working hard to take care of us. So we have that. And then we just find ways to make sure we don't get cooked in the process. If I have something small and it should ship in a small priority box, why does it always come up ground? How much did they pay for shipping? Hang on a second. No dumpster fires. Yeah. Let's see. Sherry's Crafts and More. Did you want to co-host for a minute? Oh, no. Yeah, we don't use the app while we're driving. But if you have it on speakerphone, you can listen and I will babble off the thing here. So um, if they paid $9.21 for shipping and it comes up ground, that means that it weighed less than a pound. It automatically gives you a ground label for less than a pound. Simple solution there. Mark it a pound and get your priority label. I do it all the time. And some things you want in the box as opposed to a bag. But set your weight at a pound when you're doing your edit shipment. And that's the way I do. As long as they paid that $9.21 right up front, set it at a pound. Then you get your priority label. If they didn't pay $9.21 and you set it at a pound, you're going to pay the difference. Yep, that's the simple way to do that. Any other shipping questions going on in here this morning? Oh yeah, there's a lot to learn, Ella. But just jump in and do the show is the best way. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. Um, I can tell you my bonus daughter is simply underscore synchronicity. She didn't even say anything to me about it. She just went and scheduled her show and hit the ground running. And I found out about it. And how do you get certain items to not bundle together with shipping profiles? You have to mark it as a, hold on a second. Let me finish my thought about simply synchronicity. She hit the ground running. she's on some other apps, but not necessarily live, and she just hits it hard. And so addicted. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. I wonder if I have what happened to my music. A little music back. We hope to hear a lot from you. That's how we all do better, because we all do better. All right. Jess had a question. So if you're Jess, if you're using shipping profiles, you get to choose the profile you're using for the item you're selling. Are you talking about like doing random pulls? Eileen, one. Right, 21 shop. But, yeah, I mean, you grab. It's like heavy and light, not wanting more. Man, certain number of items in a box. Did you? So I'm gonna open this back up. Oh, I have a way. Ella. So here's the deal. This is the physical size of the flat rate box. Okay. The best thing that I can tell you, if you want to know how much is going to fit in there, is get the flat rate box and stick a jacket in there. And if your jackets are small enough, you can fit two, make a profile for two. I call that medium clothes. And I get two in a bundle. If you can only fit one in a flat rate box, you need to make a profile for one. And then whatever is that size, you choose the bundle that does one item. That way the customer's gonna have to buy a second box. Now, what you can do, why just one item? Because it's because of the physical size. What you can do, one second, let me grab a different box. You can go round. This one's 12 by 8 by 10. You can get these at Walmart. They have one that's 15 by 12 by 10 also. Um, you can fit a couple in there if they're bulky and lightweight. Use that. And then you can put two in there, but you're going to want to go ground and put the right weight. I mean, unless it's going to be 5 pounds or less. If it's over 5 pounds, then you want over 5 pounds to be set at ground and put two in a box. It'll still be cheaper than paying $9.21 twice, but it'll be a little more than $9.21 if it's over 5 pounds. That's how that goes. Now I was trying to talk to Jess about something, and then I forgot again. Oh, I was going to open the shipping profiles. So on the profiles, you have to choose the right profile for each thing that you're selling, and then make sure you have max bundle turned on. I have 7 on here for light clothes. On my mediums, I have 2. Yes, please, and thank you. Hold on. Where's the button? Ah, I found it.
Good morning, you guys. Good morning again. So yeah, I asked that question because that was probably one of the hardest things for me to understand was getting. I'm trying to prop you up a little higher so I can see you better. What
I mean, I'll
I
take all the props I can get at this point. Thanks.
right, I'm like trying to put stuff behind my phone thing to set it up right. So yeah, so I think shipping was one of the hardest things for me to learn, and I really learned about the shipping profiles from the way that you did it, because I know that I went in your show one day and I purchased something that was a heavier item, and then I wanted to purchase something that was a lighter item, but they wouldn't bundle together because the way your shipping profile was set up. But I think that's important for people when they know they're selling items that are larger and won't bundle together, but the weight might be lower, but it's the
Yep.
size of the object that won't fit in, like you said, the jacket.
Yep.
So shipping profiles. That's why I asked that question, because I think that's a valuable lesson that really sellers really need to understand.
Um, Funny one shop, you make a shipping profile and that's where you get max bundle. And then when you open your show and you make your item to sell, and just if I'm not explaining it really great, feel free to jump in there. When you make your item to sell, you select shipping for that item, choose the profile that fits the item. And then everything that you sell under that profile bundles together, either individual items if it's a bundle of 1 or 2 or 7, however many you have it set for. But if you have a medium and a large, the app will not mix, it will not intermingle those two profiles. And that's where Med City is correct when she says, we don't want to use it because somebody could buy two labels because they're in a different category
Mhm.
versus using smart bundling, it'll bundle all the different sizes together. The
Right.
problem is when you bundle all different sizes together on smart bundling, sometimes you get bundled right into oblivion. And
Yes.
that's very, very painful. If you can afford to take the hit and spend 50 extra bucks on shipping for every other customer, hey, knock yourself out. Go ahead. I can't do that.
Right, because it might be it's just the size of the stuff. Like you might get 5 items, but 2 of those items are huge. They might not weigh that much, and then it's like you get into this little, if you do the smart bundling. So you're the first person that I learned about the shipping profiles from in that aspect. Because and correct me if I'm wrong, when you're making those shipping profiles, when you're actually setting it up, there's a spot in there that says like how many items you can bundle, right? So
Yep.
I think that's where people need to understand is it's in that profile when you're setting it up,
See
bundle
that
options.
toggle switch right there that's
Hmm.
green, set the number, the max number. You definitely want to
Yeah.
use that. And keep in mind that if you don't set it for enough items, your customers are going to be unhappy if they get a half empty box and bought another box.
Right.
So you want to measure, get yourself some of the different size boxes like these. And if you're doing flat rate, and then see how many of your things fit in there and make your
Right.
profiles according to what fits.
Like for
Uh,
instance, like I do bags. I do bags and only one bag is going to fit in one of those
and
boxes.
and that
Like
and that
only one of
actually
these.
and that actually fits in this one instead of the other one. This is the not flat rate, but you can still send it for the flat
Yep.
rate because
But
it's under
still, even
$5.
only one bag fits in there, you
That's right,
guys.
one
So if
bag.
I wanted to sell multiple bags to one person, now I'm gonna have to either adjust a label and or whatever. I get into a problem if somebody gets more than one bag.
Also on those bags, so you guys notice I have two of them available, the random
Out
ones
in
in the
bags.
yeah. The so I do not recommend shipping those bags in a Walmart box.
No.
The box is not strong enough. So I can grab the 15 by 12 by 10 Walmart box. I can fit
Mhm.
two of those in there, no problem. But the Walmart box is not the most sturdy box in the world. The
Right.
priority boxes have some substance to them.
They
There's a
do.
good there's a good chance it gets there the way you sent it. Whereas if you use a Walmart box, somebody could end up with a big hole in the side of the box and some stain on the bag, all kinds of weird shit.
And that
Um,
brings me to, make sure you're shipping your items in the correct, type of mailing that you need to ship it to. Like I actually received a bag from somebody on here in a poly mailer and I was pissed. You don't send a lounge fly bag in a poly, you guys. You
no,
just
no, no, no,
don't
no,
do it,
no.
okay? Don't do it. You got to send those bags in a box. You want to protect them. Those are nice bags. They are expensive bags. You want to make sure you're shipping your stuff in appropriate. I seen somebody last night on their show. They got a look. They actually had gotten and they showed a Labubu. So I bought a Labubu off somebody off here and they shipped it in a poly. When they got it, the box was all like, you guys, those
Mangled.
Labubus aren't cheap either. And if
No.
you spend good money on a Labubu, you want the box to come looking nice in case they want to resell that. And they shipped it in a freaking poly. Like,
No.
make sure you're
Aloha.
picking the proper packing material for
Yep.
whatever items that you
So,
guys are sending, okay?
all right.
Um,
Aloha had a question about you can use different boxes for 921. Yes. So
mhm.
so
Oh, what do I
from
have? I
from
have some
from
screws
one
too.
from 1 to 5 pounds
Yeah.
at $9.21, you can use whatever the hell box you want as long as it's 12 by 12 by 12 or smaller. So 1
Yeah.
cubic foot or smaller. But this large mailing box, as long as I don't go over 5 pounds in this box, it ships for 9.21. But you want to
And
have,
this one too.
yep, and that one, you want to have a 5 pound label on it. So when you edit your shipment,
I
you
like this
don't you
box.
you toggle off flat rate and you put in the dimensions and you put in 5 pounds as long as it's not over 5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
There again, I can't do that with my hands, damn it.
What? You
The
could do the
hard trick.
Mosa does this one. It's super cute.
I
Can you do
might
that
be.
one?
I
Do
don't
that
know.
one.
Kinda.
You
My
just
hands
gotta.
have been this has been broken too many times. It hurts. But
So,
I
but
just do
yes,
this. Do you guys do that live or while listing? What do you mean? You're talking about making our shipping profiles, weighing and measuring? We try and know what we're selling before we sell
right.
it. It's important to know your product. 5 pound max weight, including box weight. Yes, including box weight.
But
Go ahead, Beth.
if you're doing, and I think I've seen you do this before, if you're doing random pulls and you already have your shipping profile set up and you have a scale out, all you have to do, if you get an item that you're not sure of, you're doing a random pull, you can slap it on a scale. You understand obviously the size of it, and now you understand the weight if you weigh it real quick, and then you know which random, which shipping profile to grab to run that item at.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
So if everything you're selling fits in the same, so if someone buys 2 Loungeflies, buyer still has to pay 2 shipping labels, correct?
Yeah. Unless they go ground, unless you have it set up that you can do ground shipping, but you
Right.
got to make sure that in order to get to the ground shipping, you have to have it be more than the 5 pounds. If you have your profile set to, flat rate shipping for the
Yeah.
921 or the priority shipping, you can do, and just make sure you have a ground box big enough, for two, and just make sure you pack them accordingly. But it would have to be more, you'd have to put them each at like 1 to 3 pounds, because over the 5 pounds will go to a ground label. Just have a box that's big enough.
Right. I was answering something up here. Now I forgot what. Um, Tips for shipping books? Yeah, talk to Turtle Oven.
The heat, it just depends on what you're selling and understanding
Yeah.
the size and the weight of it. It benefits it if you know you're selling something that you don't want to be able to bundle with something else, because you're going to get
Yeah.
yourself into a shipping nightmare if something doesn't bundle correctly and you have to adjust a label, or like I think you
Yep.
talked about, having something that didn't smart bundle correctly, and it was like 70 pounds and it all put everything in one box. Like, what are you going to do with that? And then you got to go unbundle, and then you need a label adjustment, and then you might have to pay for that. You might have to come out of your pocket a lot.
Um, and as far as the ground, there again, don't want to use a Walmart box. You want to get a sturdier box if you're going to
Mhm.
do ground for a couple of lounge flies. Yeah, poly mailer. No, that's just crazy. Low seller. I don't know
Yeah,
who would do that. I
i
hope
was
it was.
I was talking about that, and I was pissed when I opened it up, and I'm like, it's a seller that should know better too. Like, why would you do that? Why would you send a lounge fly in a poly mailer? I won't
Yeah.
throw names out there, but just don't do. It's just a learning
Yeah.
lesson.
Yeah.
It's a learning
Please.
lesson to talk about.
Yeah. Please don't call out another seller's errors in
No,
the
I won't.
show. No, I know
But
you
it's
won't.
it's something. Yeah,
Somebody
it's.
typed something. I just want to make sure everybody
Oh,
knows
okay,
we
okay,
don't.
okay. Yeah. So just be careful. Like, you understand what products you have and how
Yeah.
they should be packaged. Because the last thing you want is a buyer receiving something, it being damaged, and now you have a bad review. So,
Oh, it's a company, not a seller. Okay. Well, and we don't usually talk about.
oh,
Interesting.
oh, you could
Yeah.
complain about that. I would complain, especially if it got
To
damaged. I'd bring it
them.
back and be like, this is not,
Yeah.
new anymore.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I
So,
don't. You got lucky if it wasn't damaged. Congratulations.
right.
Poly mailers. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have been in logistics or not. I've done everything from package delivery to end dumps, roll offs, and reefer trucks and flatbeds. I can tell you that when we ship stuff, I don't if you put fragile on it when it hits the dock, they say things like challenge accepted.
Woo! I don't want to hear that. My little heart hurts when
I,
I'm worried about ordering glass from anybody online.
um, written instructions. Ella, there's written instructions in the terms of service. If you log into your whatnot on the computer and read through that, and then after you do that, if you have questions, you can get a hold of one of us. We can talk you through it. I have not done anything by way of actual. SOP is what we call it in the military. I have not written anything down about it. That's difficult for me. It's easier for me to talk. My ADHD has been alive and well for most of my life. It's just tough for me to do them damn written directions. I can talk to you all day long. So that's what I can offer. If somebody in my team here in the Goliath Raiders support team, maybe we'll all do a little powwow together on a live chat or something and write some of that down. I'm sure that we could get something written and then have it posted, kind of like what Turtle Oven does for giveaways and stuff. That's a great idea. So thank you for suggesting it.
Elaine and Company, your question. Priority P labels can go on priority box only. That's the right style. There's priority and
Flat
there's
rate.
priority flat rate. So there's two different ones, and you have to make sure if it says if it's a priority label and it shows an actual weight on it, then that has to go on the
Anything,
regular, or
anything
that can go on any box
except flat rate.
except the flat rate boxes.
Right.
The flat rate ones can only go on the flat rate box, and the ground label can only go on your own poly
Packaging
mailers,
or box.
brown boxes, whatever other kind of box you want to use. Just ground can't go on the priority box. So I saw that question.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yep. Yeah, definitely. You can use anything to mail priority except a flat rate label goes only on a flat rate box. Yeah.
Right.
That gets people in trouble too. And if you're over 5 pounds and you're mailing priority and your weight is wrong on what you paid for it, they're going to get postage due. So try not to
Yeah.
do that.
That's happened to me. I've gotten, so now I actually got a poly mailer, a priority poly mailer, sent to me with a ground label, and I had to pay postage, and it was for stickers, you guys. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh,
so just make sure you understand, it's important as a seller. Once you get the shipping down and understand the shipping, the rest is a breeze. It's fairly a breeze. Shipping, I really feel like, is the hardest learning curve, but because there's so many
it
different,
is.
and that's what it is. There's so many different options, you guys.
Yep. Well, and then we get overwhelmed by we look at the pile of everything we sold and we're like, oh my God, how am I going to get that all in boxes?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I go to always sort your shipments out by seller, or I mean by buyer, so they're
Mm-hmm.
all in the same neighborhood, and
Yep.
then you can see what fits and what doesn't and play bingo with what you need to.
Right.
And if
Because
you
you
get
can
into trouble, call.
unbundle. You can, if a buyer buys multiple things and ends up getting, multiple boxes, and you realize some things don't fit together, you can unbundle and put things in each box appropriately. So when they get their list, they know exactly what's in each box, right?
Yes, you can. And if you've bought from me more than one box, you'll notice that I just take the number of shipments. Yes. And I just take the number of shipments and use that number of boxes and make it all fit. I don't always hit unbundle, because when you hit unbundle, it costs you one of your allowances.
Oh, that's actually good to know. That, because I think
So
I've done that once and I didn't really realize it, but it did. It
yeah,
does cost you an
yeah,
adjustment.
it costs you an adjustment. So
Mhm.
if you can avoid costing an adjustment, that's a great thing. I sold 129 of the
Yes,
114 in shipping.
that hurts.
Oh,
That hurts.
yeah.
Yep. That's why
Well,
these shows right here are super important, so that you don't run into that problem again, and that people learn, so they, if that hasn't happened to them yet, it doesn't happen to them.
yeah, I got one for you here on that note, if I can get to it. I just where.
I'm still in my I just woke up phase over here
Cool.
doing chores.
So this person, I ended up talking to them. They got cooked for $2,000 in shipping. Yeah, that's what I said. So, well, after
What did
talking,
they sell?
I still don't know. After talking to this person, I think they got all the orders canceled through whatnot, or most of them. But
Oh my gosh.
but after talking to them, I had to say, go read the terms of service and go read the instructions in the app for shipping. They were telling me that they were using pirate ship. No, no, you ship through the app. Oh my God. and so they were getting cooked on more than one direction. Um, so
By
read the.
TLC.
I mean, we're down. I have to go in a few minutes. And what time is it? It's almost 8:30. I have to do in a few too because I got to go open that damn store. Hopefully, only another week or two. It's getting down there. Anyway, yeah, you have to ship through the app unless you have UPS Beta and you've gotten an email saying that you can use UPS Beta. The only way to ship in the United States on whatnot is through the app. And if you do get UPS Beta, then you still have to put the tracking information into the app, but it will not update delivered. It just auto delivers after 2 weeks. Ask me how I know. Um,
How do you
so
know? I'm
I,
actually curious. I didn't know that. So,
I'm on you. I have UPS Beta turned on. So
okay. I was
I've been
wondering.
playing
You
with it.
should, you should. I would think that you being a good shipping person should be able to have the beta.
Well, I'm still working on my contract with UPS because there is not a contract for whatnot in UPS. So you really have to be careful with it. My friend got raided by Goliath. She said she had to pay 450 shipping because she didn't weigh items correctly. Yeah, and call before you pay. There, I might be able to help. Sometimes I can help you figure out how to ship it in such a fashion that it doesn't kill you. But
TLC, I'm actually going to be on tomorrow morning. I'm not the expert shipping person. Mystery Deals totally is the expert shipping person, but I can certainly talk about shipping profiles if you want to jump in my show, bookmark and jump in my show tomorrow morning. It's a weekend show. I'm going to start doing Saturday shows for seller support, but I like to, I'm super big on encouraging and helping people when they're nervous for their first show or even a few shows in, co-hosting with somebody, giving them live seller support or doing a private show and doing support in that aspect to make sure the shipping is correct and stuff before you go live.
yeah,
But if you want to jump in that show, I can certainly talk about some shipping profiles too. If you have some questions that if you have to leave and go to work and you can't get answered today, okay?
I'm going to show you something else if you're still there. So before you go live on your shows, when you're on your screen, you see the three dots here. Push that and push
Mm-hmm.
verified buyers. Always push verified buyers. Always, always, always. You want to turn on verified buyers, and that brings me to the next point. If you're having doubts about what shipping is showing, ask your customers in your chat. Hey, what are you seeing for shipping?
Yes.
And they will tell you. And if it looks like something is wrong, if you can't fix it, you need to stop your show, or you're gonna go broke.
Well,
Um,
so and that's why I told, new sellers and stuff like that, and that's why I'm starting to do, try to do some co-host help is it, and especially for new sellers, and I suggest doing a private show. Like I can jump in and do a quick private show with you just to look at from a buyer's perspective and make sure everything is set correctly so that when you do go live for a real live show, you don't run into that problem, you know. Because you
well,
don't know until
and
you start a live,
and
until you start a live show to see what that shipping looks like for someone on the other side.
yep, and also on that note, just because Jess is seeing 921. If I've already bought something, I don't see 921, I might see free. Where
Mm-hmm.
that becomes a problem is if you did not plan on reduced shipping, where you pay for some of the shipping, if
Mm-hmm.
you accidentally screwed that up, um, I could end up seeing free shipping for the next 20 items, and now you're stuck shipping it. And some people will not tell you if they're still seeing free shipping. So ask, hey, what are you seeing for shipping? Is it still showing free? Did it charge you a second shipping? Most people will tell you the truth when you ask, but if you don't ask, they will just keep buying. And that's how that other person got into trouble. They had it bundled
Mm-hmm.
at one and they had it at some screwy uh, ground rate for 15 pounds, and one person bought, and it was one item and it was constantly free shipping after the first one. And all of a sudden they're $2,000 spend on shipping and they sold everything for $1 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that would put a lot of people out of business permanently. So you definitely want to have it set right to begin with. It's much easier to learn from the mistakes that some of us have made and been cooked on already. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're here for. As far as the shipping profiles, there you go. Jess is willing to answer some of those tomorrow. You can also message me if I have time. I'll pop in. I'm gonna try and do my toy stuff tomorrow morning. I can't do it today because I have to go open my store. No
Okay.
staff, but we're gonna close the store for the weekend. I'm gonna run on whatnot, plus get some pallets ready for the store. I have so I'm also a pallet seller, but I will not be doing pallet sales out of that store. I'm going to pallet that up to local customers to come in and just get it loaded in your pickup and get rid of it. I
You're not
can't,
going to do it through whatnot
there's not enough dollars, there's not enough value in there to justify the pallet plus shipping.
because even though on whatnot pallets are free shipping for the buyer, but the seller still pays for that shipping, you guys.
Yep.
So if you look like, if it seems like to you a pallet might go for a little bit higher, they're also calculating the cost of their, they actually pay for that shipping. It's not free shipping. Whatnot's not paying for a pallet shipping for everyone. So and I totally get why you don't want to do pallets because that can be
Not for that stuff,
really
but for like
costly.
for that pallet sale I did, I mean, I needed to get rid of that stuff and I got cooked on most of it. But the other side of the coin is it went and it went to other sellers who are now peddling it. All those Land's End clothes, if you remember when I was selling Land's End and I wore out Land's End in my store and Sheila down there at Just Like It's New is down there rocking that Land's End, more power to you. And she got it for a really good deal because shipping is free. So,
Colleen
pallet
had a
shippers all pay
question.
total. Where's the question? I'll find it.
It's right above. It's only a couple
Do
above.
you use custom for the non-flat rate? Is that books or boxes?
I want to say that's boxes.
Yeah. I use custom profiles for pretty much everything, unless I'm trying to do a little experiment. Yeah.
Pallet people pay the shipping.
Yep. Pallet
Yep.
people pay the shipping.
That
Absolutely.
comes out of their pocket. It's not free for them.
That's why if you watch Med City, that's why you'll see him double them up. Yeah, he'll do one tall Gaylord and then one short Gaylord, and then before he ships it, he takes the pallet out from under the small Gaylord and puts that Gaylord right on top of the tall one, so it's one unit. So that's
Mhm.
why you get him a little bit screwy that way, but he can maximize what you get by doing it that way. The people who are doing the pallets just singles, they're paying every time they ship a single pallet.
Mhm.
And some of them are selling things that people are paying more per piece for. And if your retail channel allows you to pay $10, $12 an item, more power to you. I
Mhm.
don't sell at that channel. If I start, then maybe I would do something like that. But you have to be very, very careful with how much you pay per item also. Don't get yourself. I did say Med City. I said it's Med City liquidation. They do a lot of pallet sales amongst other things. And right now they're doing furniture. That's a long story, but it was go watch their thing on Facebook, Mike, talking about the furniture. They got a floor load in and that's not a whatnot sale. That's local, but oh boy.
Somebody asked where you're located.
I'm in
Did you
Virginia,
say?
Minnesota.
Okay. Because I'm sure they want to know about your pallets. If you're doing them in person, then you should
It's
tell
not
people where you are.
Yeah, it's not worth the drive, I promise. Not for the pallets I'm selling. It's basically it's going to be leftover brick and mortar store. If you're local, you can snag a good bargain and you can make some money on it. If you're not local, you know,
Yeah.
not what can I say? It depends on what you sell and where your channels are. Mine is right now all on whatnot. So yeah, that's where it's at. I just got to get that thing closed. That's all there is to it.
And somebody tag Med City liquidation. Somebody asked about Med City, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to find them. Are they on right now? I don't know if
Yeah,
they're
they're live right now.
okay. So it's not coming up for me. They're actually live. So if you Google, oh, Mrs. Wendy Darlin, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the
Yay!
raid.
I'll try and see if I can. Maybe I can tag him.
You got to type out the whole. You got to type out the whole thing. When someone's live, you have to type out the whole thing for it to actually to be clickable.
Oh yeah, Med City Mike popped
And
up, but the other.
yeah, they must be live right now.
Yeah.
It makes you work for it when they're live. It's not easy just to pre-populate and click on them. Mod stuff. So,
I think I got it right.
oh,
Woohoo.
yep, there you go.
Somebody does. Let's liquidations or liquidation. I don't know. Me and
Perfect.
typing. I also have a migraine at the moment. I don't get the pain, so
Oh,
don't worry about that. But I do get the
okay.
vision anomalies. So if
Oh,
when I'm
interesting.
looking, I can't see over here at the moment. So typing is a bitch.
Mods
you
are important, you guys.
yes, when you get old, sometimes you don't get the pain from migraines, you just get the vision anomalies. The first time that happened, I was straight to the ER. I thought I was dying of a brain tumor. Oh my God, I was
Oh my
terrified.
gosh,
The
that sounds awful.
neurologist kind of started chuckling at me, and I'm like, really? Yeah, but I mean, at least I know. I'll get some
Yeah.
more caffeine in me, and I'll be good.
Right. I need to go make another fresh cup. As a matter of fact, what time are you on till?
Um, oh, about another couple, 4 more minutes or so at the most. I got to go
Oh,
open
okay.
the store. Yeah.
Okay.
So
You
second
guys
person.
have any last minute questions over here?
Tenacity. Yeah, it's. I've had them most of my life. I'm going to be 60 in another month, and yeah, boy, when it went
Yeah.
to no pain, I was freaking terrified. And then 2 different neurologists assured me that that's normal when you get older. Feel better. There's a trick that helps relieve migraines. Fill a bathtub with hot water there and soak your feet in it. Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Ooh. You know what's funny is I heard something about putting something in a foot soak that's supposed to help migraines. I have heard that before.
Sometimes it's just, I mean, I do a cold compress on the back of my neck. That usually works. But like I said, I don't get the pain. So as long as I can still see where I'm going, I'm good.
Dancing in the moonlight. Okay, so you want to do it in two places to be sure, but in your very main profile, you can go under your settings and shipping settings. You want to show them?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. I was gonna say my iPad's in the other room.
All right. So under domestic shipments, turn on that first one where it says first class letter mail. Right up there.
Scroll
Toggle
to
that
the
on.
bottom, and there's a spot where it can say apply this to all shows, right?
Yeah, yep, that too. And then click
Yep.
apply to all shows.
And then if you already have a show scheduled, go inside the show and double check the shipping in there too to make sure it's also turned on.
Now, here's the other caveat to that. There's a very few categories that will give you a stamp.
Yep. Two.
Stickers and sports
Mhm.
cards. Yeah.
I did that on purpose. Y'all awake now? Y'all awake? Y'all awake?
Yeah. Stickers and sports cards. For stickers, I use stickers. And
Mhm.
for gift cards, I use other sports cards in the sports cards category. That gets me a first class letter to mail it.
And then set it to either 0 to 1 ounce, or it
Yeah,
can't
zero
be.
to one. Just zero
Yeah,
to one.
0 to 1. Just do 0 to 1. That's all you
Zero to one.
need. I do
Yep.
that for when I do giveaways with stickers. When I don't have them over here. I have them on my counter. Oh, actually, I do. I have it set over here.
As
When
long
I
as that's
do
flat.
seeds,
Yep.
yep,
Yep.
I send out flower seeds like that. I'll do a tea bag like that. Tea bag, as long as it's not like a super super thick tea bag. I send out tea bags under that as well.
Huh.
Hmm.
All right. I do know that if you if you accidentally get ground labels, you can't put it on here for your gift card. That will show up postage due for the difference of priority because the post office has a silly rule that a flat can be priority or first class, but it cannot be ground. So make sure if you do have to stick something in an envelope like this, put something very, very rigid so it's not bendable. Because if it's bendable, it's a flat and they're going to soak somebody. So just
Interesting. Okay.
FYI, yeah. Mrs.
Interesting.
Mystery Deals, good
That I
morning.
didn't know, so that was
Yeah,
smart.
yeah.
Who are you rating this morning?
I don't know yet. Do you know who I should raid this morning? I haven't
Well,
looked.
I feel like you talked about Med City and about their palettes, and I think
Yeah,
maybe maybe they should go
yeah,
take a peek and watch and see, how
yeah. I think they're
how
not
their
selling
palette
pallets.
goes.
They're not selling
Oh,
pallets
they're
this
not? Okay.
morning. What
Okay.
envelope do you use? Whatever envelope I can get cheap.
I have actually all my stuff is on my kitchen counter because I was shipping
Yeah.
yesterday morning, so I stood over there while I was making coffee shipping.
Right. If
Um,
anybody else has any questions, send a message. We'll try and get to it. I know Jess will let you send her a message too. We'll try and get to
Yep.
it.
And I'll be
Don't.
on tomorrow morning. I'm doing a weekend show. I'm committing to doing every Saturday morning seller help show. And you guys, I ask any questions that you want there. If I don't know it and I can't answer it, I'm going to point you to who can.
Crowned with hope. You have to figure out your package weight and you have to add it in. But if you're bundling, you only add it into the first item. That's how you account for your package weight. But don't forget the package weight, because 5 pounds of product goes in a box. Now it weighs more than 5 pounds. And the post office doesn't care what they're weighing. It can't be over 5 pounds inclusive. So that's how that works. Feel free to send those messages. I'm going to raid you guys out to, well, let's see. I think I'm going to raid you guys out to Med City, because that's who was here modding for me earlier. Is their
Oh,
sellers.
okay. Then let's go. Bring us there.
Here we go. And
Bye,
thanks
you
for
guys. Have a
stopping
good
in, you
day.
guys. Bye.
Thank you.